Welcome to Awakening Truth Podcast, which is a podcast where women support women in being seen and being heard and sharing our wisdom and our experiences with healing, holistic healing, aligning mind, body, and soul, and really just stepping into the life that we truly desire and that we truly deserve, and just sharing that knowledge so that you can do the same. As a little reminder, feel free to pause this session at any moment that you would like to take notes or just reconnect with your body. We're going to be covering various different topics, and it's going to be really beneficial for you to remain connected to your body and just really tuned in with your heart space, your heart center, and listening with an open heart and open mind to really get the most from the session. So, without further ado, please enjoy this episode of the podcast. So again, it's so good to have you here, and yeah, if you're willing to just share a few words about yourself, who you are, where you're from, I think the listeners would really like to know a little bit more about you before we dive into today's subject.
My name is Faria. I'm from Bangladesh. It's a South Asian country. And recently, I just graduated from an university here. And like right now, the most alive thing in me is just, I'm going through I'm kind of like identity crisis because when we actually go from a stage from another stage of your life, like I just graduated from my university, and my monkey mind is going what about the job, what will you do, will you go for higher studies and all this and that. And obviously many people's thought is also included here, like my parents, my friends, who are doing many things in their lives, like their update actually making me pressurized. Oh, I need to do something like this or that, like really not tune into myself and see what I actually want, and like thinking of that. Yeah, what should I do now, like what should I. And this is actually not the first time I feel like this, like when I was graduating from college, like when I was going to university life, I was always thinking which university will be good for my status, which university will be like when I will enter there, people will say, whoa, she's reading here or she's studying here. And this is the same thing that is present right now in me. And I am so grateful like that for the first 4 to 5 years, like when I actually becoming present in myself or actually noticing the pattern that has been going on in my life. So when I started working with these things, when I do something for others' validation, for others' acceptance, right now, I just immediately identified it. Like before, I couldn't even think or couldn't even identify, oh, I was going through this and this is alive in me, or the identity crisis. But right now, I could feel that fear from the first place, that yes, this is coming from that period, and this is coming from not even that period, maybe from the childhood, or maybe from that person who actually felt like I need to do something for the people's love, people's validation, people's acceptance, and like people's honor. When they will say something positive about me, I will feel great. And this is actually present right now. In like just graduated, and what job will look good on me, or what job status will make me in a higher position in the people's eyes. And yeah, I have been working with that quite a lot because, as I said before, I have also faced it before. And when I started my healing journey like 4 to 5 years ago, when I started it, and I used to maintain like journals whenever those thoughts were coming, and I was just putting it in, like in journals, and I just going back there and like seeing the same pattern, like repeating. And it's like, though it's like I am in a negative energy, like identity crisis, but it's so beautiful, like that negative energy is making me work for this, to heal
Mm-hmm.
this. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this is the person who I am, like always thinking about, not really thinking, like feeling about my emotions, why I'm feeling this. Maybe I need to work on this, maybe I need to do this. Though my mind is also present sometime, like my mind is also thinking like, yeah, I don't need to do anything according to others. This is also my ego mind, like I'm just making me feel like, no, I don't need to do this, and pressurizing. Maybe that is the thing I want to do, but though people want me to do, I'm not doing this. Like this is even like a 180-degree angle, like this. So yeah, it is so wonderful that I am working with this, and I'm this person who is always like wanted to working on these things. And maybe this is the time that I am having this awakening of my spiritual path. And this is so wonderful. Like before I couldn't take the responsibility to, just identify and say that no, I don't want to do this, and like do what the inner feels. But right now I'm actually listening to the inner. I am thinking about her or feeling her. What does she want, and where does that dependency aligns, like why I just going back to that inner child, like why did she feel like this,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think yeah.
Wow. Wow. I just want to presence all of that because, you're just sharing so genuinely and from the heart. And I feel like so many people who are watching right now, they're going to really relate with your story because I think so many people are in that process right now, especially after the last couple of years where we're really bringing into question, like, what is it that truly makes me feel alive? Like, what do I really want to do? What are my passions? What do I want to do? Not what other people want me to do, but what do I really see myself doing? What's going to really bring me joy? Right?
Yeah, it's like going through the fear-based concept, the fear-based concept, like the inner child, or maybe the child in childhood when you thought that limiting beliefs or that conditioning you had, you
Yeah.
just want to pick that up and just convert it to like love-based concept, like what your inner child actually, or who you are actually from your soul, and you want to do this. And when you will find that thing, and I think that will be so passionate, full of love, and you won't feel that stressed or that pressure, like I need to do this and that. And just just listen to it and just do whatever you want to do. And I think this has been so much alive right now. Like you said, most of the people are going through this because maybe the pandemic also, like when you are in home, you are not doing anything, and like there is constant pressure, like what I'm gonna do now, what will be my life, what will be my career. I think I think the pandemic actually awakened many of us, like though it's a negative thing, of course, like, but I think when we're sitting with ourselves, like we have nothing to do, and be present in ourselves, like the past years, 2 years, we could really feel that inner voice. What does she want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think for many people it's also brought up a lot of fear because I don't think many people have really gotten in touch with that inner voice, with that inner part of themselves, maybe for a long, long time. And that's why I feel like this topic of inner child healing, inner child work, and just presencing
Yeah, yeah.
the inner child is so important. And like you said, it really just brings us back to the essence, to the truth of what we are, right? Which, if you could define the inner child, the essence of the inner child, what would that
Yeah,
be?
I yeah, I could really feel what you were trying to say. And like when like if I want to give a definition to inner child, I think I wouldn't be able to. But if I want to feel it, like like I just want to give an example, like when no one was watching yourself in the childhood, the things you were doing. Like for me, it was just sitting in a chair and just looking at the sky, admiring the nature, just feeling the nature and be present in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I was happy, I was like dancing, no matter what who is in front of me. Like I was dancing. And from the childhood, I was like this person, really cheerful person, and just wanted to share my thoughts. Like really, I really had a loud voice at back that time. Like after that, I guess many things came up. Like people started to tell me, just you are a little child, you don't have to tell this or that, or like say that opinion, or just speak loud or anything. But before that, I was like this person who didn't want it. It didn't want anyone's acceptance and be herself, like be be that little Faria, like what she wanted to do, like what things she wanted to play, what she wanted to become at that time. Like I remember I wanted to just just wanted to be maybe a journalist at back that time, like just I don't know if that things really aligns with me right now, but that moment I just didn't want to listen anyone's voice, and I thought, okay, it seems cool, so I will be that. But after some moment, I will be a dancer or anything like this. But what I'm trying to say, whenever I was making those decisions, I didn't even think anyone's opinion or love. But as I was a child, I and we all know how much love craving can a child be. Like if you just give her some love or some love of token, like giving a chocolate, maybe she's just being so happy. So yeah, she was. I think the child version of ourselves is really emotional, really loving, really feeling. But at that time when you will like anything will hurt you, you will also fear also feel that really strong, like, and that thing will carry in the rest of the life. Like um I know a child, like I wanted to share this with you, like to understand the inner child owned. Like I
Yeah.
know a child who was really scared seeing her father and mother quarreling. She was just there and she was seeing that. And I met her after a couple of years. And it was like she has become like something like this person who is always fearing that some people will abandon her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will love her at first and then abandon.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was doing this healing journey, I just wanted to think about her psychology, and I totally felt that what she was feeling, like her father and mother quarreling, and like maybe they will get separated or not. This thought, like this fear was so strong on her, like she couldn't give anything to any people, like be it a thing, be it a person, be it her friends. She was always like, no, this thing is mine. Like she was constantly living this fear from the very childhood. And that was the moment I could feel the wound that has been hurting her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could like share my experience, um, I'm not going to say about which experience right now. Like many time in childhood, I thought that I am abandoned, or like abandoned. Like I just felt this abandonment from very close one. And after that, what happened? I'm always thinking what I can do to get the love, what I can do to be accepted. And when I just get this like the source of knowledge that if I study more, like I will be a good child to my parents. I started to take it like a pressure. No, I have to study now. I shouldn't be doing this, playing this, or maybe I don't have a like a playful teenage even, like, or going to hang like going to hang out with my friends, because at that time I was reading or studying. So what actually happened, I didn't know for a while what I wanted. You know, I got disconnected with my inner child, like I said before, that joyful person who wanted to be this and that and try new things. I just disconnected with her because she got really hurt. She thought that she is going to lose someone. She is going to lose that love, that acceptance from people. And she was always doing anything that will make people accept her, even her friends, like even her close friend, best friends, even her close one, mother, father. The way they are thinking, she's always doing this. So for a longer period of time, I didn't know who I am. And that actually, when I was getting that spiritual awakening, or anything you say, like when I was being present in myself, I was just, whoa, what I'm going to do now, you know, like that first healing moment, like, whoa, where I'm going, like, what should I do? Like, I don't know what I want. I am doing this and that for the other people. What about me? I
Mm.
think talked a lot, like about that inner child. I really want to hear what you think, you know.
Yeah, of course. And, I'm just giving you, your inner child, the space to share, the space to be free, because I feel like we don't have that enough in our lives. And yeah, there are a few things that kind of came up to me as you were sharing, as you were kind of going back to your experience, you wanting to be a journalist, but maybe the next day you wanted to be a dancer, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of have that experience as children, because we're not limiting ourselves to being one thing. Like as a child, we believe that we can be anything. Oh, I'm a doctor today, or tomorrow I'm like a veterinarian or something. Like we don't limit ourselves in the way that we do as adults, I think. And I feel like that's where so much of our pain comes from as adults, because we're not allowing ourselves to really be free to express in the way that feels the most authentic to us, to do the things that make us feel the most alive and excited. Yes, I think that's a very
Mhm.
important piece that you brought up there, for sure.
Yeah, like this thing is so connected with other things, you know, like if I just you said, I just brought this thing in my mind, like adult pain, like whenever we are having adult relationship, like partnership, that inner child is so much active. She will think my partner will leave me, my partner will abandon me, because in childhood this happened. maybe I didn't act in a way, that's why someone left, or said something that made me shameful, like why did I say this, or like why did I do something which made me happy. And when this happened, we are always just not listening to our needs. We are actually abandoning our needs to be with that partner, and because we have this fear this partner will leave me, because that happened in the childhood. Maybe someone's close one left, or someone close one said you shouldn't be saying this or doing this or that. And from that she just made this conditioning or limiting beliefs that she need to be certain someone to be with someone, not herself, not actually accepting her authenticity or the true self. And it was also really like connecting with me, this partnership or with friendship, like with my like ex best friend. It was the issue, like actually ghosting her, like
Yeah.
why I was just wasn't talking to her, what made me feel angry.
Hmm.
Where did it come from actually? Like I was thinking, I was just being something that will be acceptable to her. Then why did she do this, and this is so like true for partnership as well, like when we are not talking with our partners because we are actually hurt, like we don't talk with them like 2 to 3 days, we just don't talk with them, and expect that they will come and say sorry and everything, like ask for forgive. But when you will dig deeper, you will think or you will feel that this is all coming because you are never that authentic self with her. Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying about, our childhood wounding kind of creates these patterns that show up later in life. But I feel like the biggest I don't know if I like using the word like issue or problem is that a lot of us, including myself along my journey, like I was at a place in my life where I didn't believe that I had any childhood wounding or trauma because my childhood seemed normal from the outside. Like if anyone asked me, "Oh, did you have a traumatic childhood?" My answer would have been no, because like I had both parents, I had a house, I had food, I had all the necessities. It seemed pretty normal from the outside. I lived a pretty standard American life as a child. Like, we were able to go outside in the garden and play with our friends. Like, it seemed pretty healthy from the outside, but I feel like there are so many, like, it's kind of a challenging subject to talk about because there are so many, like, there's so much nuance when it comes to childhood trauma or childhood wounding, where maybe someone close to you, maybe your parent or your brother or sister, says something to you as a child and you just really like take it so personally to heart, but maybe they didn't mean anything about it, but as a child, like, you didn't fully understand the meaning of it, or you made it mean something differently. You made it mean something personal about you. And these are the wounds that we carry with us like through our whole lives.
Yeah, I can totally 100% agree with you. Like, I just missed this one. This was a really big one for me. Like you said, that the people, your close one, like mother, father, sister, brother, just said anything, and you're just taking that into your heart. And I can so actually resonate with this. Like, this is the moment I actually I wanted to share. Like, I just this just got out of my mind, or I just don't wanted to tell it. I don't know why, because this happened many times, like when the close one just say anything or anything negative, I used to think this is truth. I used to think this is the truth, or I just hold that belief inside of me, though it was really hurting me, or like making that grudge inside of me, and I just don't wanted to talk with them. But also I thought this is truth, you know. After that, when I was just going through the same situation or anything like that, resonate with that, or like that was projecting, and that decision I took was based on their thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
grudge and that grudge inside of ours,
Mm.
like I didn't talk to my mother when I was like 14 to 15 years old for like 1 month.
Mm.
Like, because it was so strong inside me. She said something, and I was like, how could she say that? Like, she is my mother and all that thing. But the thing that she said, I just took it inside of me, though she didn't really mean it. Like, she really didn't thought that this would be so much hurting. But because truth to be told, no one just actually don't want to like hurt intentionally when this comes to your close one, you know. They just shared an opinion, but they never know about our insecurities. Maybe she said something that just hurt my insecurity, and after that I hold so much grudge inside of me, and I just stopped talking with her for 1 month. And this was
Yeah.
kept yeah, this was kept repeating. And when in the healing journey, one day when I was journaling, this thing came up, and I was just like, whoa, it is also like it also exists. Like this, I just totally didn't even aware of it. Like it just came like when I was thinking why I'm doing this thing, why I'm uh taking this sort of negative thing about me, like later on life when I was like taking one decision, why I was being so negative, or like where was my confidence. And when I was journaling about it, this came up that my mother said something to me like 10 years back, and I am actually holding this and doing my work according to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, we actually hold this energy inside of us, like that Faria who got hurt, she's still present and she's still hurting, though not like in the pattern she was doing something that was actually projecting that hateful comment or hurtful comment. And yeah, like in this thing that you brought up, like this is so like resonating with me. I just so agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so many people who watch this are also, yeah, they're gonna resonate with that too.
Later on that when I was working, like I was working on the healing journey, and I just remembered that experience. And for a moment I wanted to like I wanted to say her to say sorry to me, you know, like just wanted to just demanded her apology. And we all do that. Like the thing I just said about our partner, like we just stop talking with them and think they will come to say and sorry, come and just say sorry. But later in the healing journey, what I find out, like you don't need anyone's forgiveness. Like you don't need anyone to say like they don't need to apology to you. Like they don't need to say sorry. You can just
Mm-hmm.
heal without even their asking them. Like they're asking of forgiveness, you know. Like you don't need that. You just hold this belief like, no, their hateful comment was not about me, not about myself. It was maybe even their traumatic experience, you know. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they just they felt this like way, these things in their inner child, and they just saying this because of that insecurity. And when you realize that, you just have full of love with that person also. Like it was so hurtful for her too, and we
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. Like we just had like grudge inside of her for that person, but we didn't even know that that people maybe was feeling the same way like us and wanted to make us feel that way, just projecting the trauma just because she didn't help. And we have this choice to forgive them, though they didn't even ask for forgiveness. They just forgive them and heal, like heal for yourself, and just give yourself the love that this comment was not about you. You know yourself, and this is all that you want.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
just
totally agree. That's like the point that I was going to bring up too, as you were speaking before. It's like, we even though we may internalize the comments or opinions or beliefs or perspectives of other people, we have to realize that a lot of those things that are coming from other people are also operating from their own childhood wounding, their own programming and this sort of thing. And so it really, I feel like the whole process of inner child work really helps us to wake up to that, but also helps us to awaken this sense of compassion within ourselves, like compassion for ourselves, and also that like extends to compassion for other people, which I feel like we really need on this earth right now, is we need like, yeah, we just need more compassion on this earth right now. And I hope like one day soon, because I feel like at the moment, a lot of people that are walking around are kind of walking around as wounded children. But I hope that the more of us that start to do this sort of inner work, this inner healing, this inner child work, that soon we can be walking around as light, playful children, and we can make each other happy and bring each other up, and rather than bringing each other down, right?
yeah, like doing whatever you want, like not thinking about others, and that acceptance or love. You just receive that love yourself, and when you open your heart, you will find that love.
Mm,
Like I have a community, like this community who are full of love and support. And this is the thing, when you ask for it, when you are open to receive, it will come. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. There was one question that came up for me as you were talking before. You just kind of mentioned like your healing journey and stuff, and I just want to know what's your opinion or your experience or your perspective with, you know, kind of having these wounds from our childhood, and like maybe we don't know that they're there, and how they create sickness in ourselves or in our body. Like, can you share a little bit about your experience with, what how
Yeah.
you felt sick, and kind of what that journey's been like for you?
Yeah, that, yeah. I actually, when I was just started this healing journey, what actually awakened me, like, though it was a physical stuff, like,
Yeah.
I was suffering from hormonal imbalance, and we all know when we go through something, this imbalance or hormonal imbalance or anything like this, we just get so much tensed about our appearance. Like these things is happening to my body. This is really scary, and this is like, oh, what is happening with my body, and all this like physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first moment when I started this healing journey, and was doing a course with Sarah. And I was just going deeper with her. Also, that moment, I just started to follow some spiritual gurus like Sadhguru and many of the scholars of my religion. What I was just pointing out, many of that thing, just I was just feeling insecure about that physical appearance was not actually happening there, but many time ago, like this that was not the first time I felt insecure about something that is happening to me, like that
Mm-hmm.
change of physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started to like point out what I actually fear, what I actually fear about these things and that things. And when I just got deeper and deeper layer of it, I was just thinking that when I will look like this, or certain changes will happen, or anything like this, I was fearing that I will not be accepted, or I will not get the love of the people like this.
Mhm.
And when I was just going deeper, like, is this the first time I was just feeling like this? And the answer was always no. It was the first time, like, I feel abandoned, like I feel like I'm not capable of receiving love. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. And that thing came not from this own, not from this like sickness or anything. It was way actually before that, when I was a child and something inside me got wounded. And when I just like projected light on that, it was all coming out together, like
Mhm.
it was like it was so scary first. I don't want to lie, like when a person is healing, she's sharing her journey, like, yes, I am connected with my inner child, I'm doing this for inner child, that for inner child. But the truth to be told, when we first met this version of our raw self, it's scary
Mm.
because you don't know how to handle her, like how to like calm her, how to soothe her, how to say no, you are capable of love, you are lovable, and everything like that. Like I said before, that people just said that hurtful things, really
Mhm.
didn't mean it, and that all thing. It was really scary to soothe your inner child and make her understand these things. It is
Mhm.
really scary at that time. And I remember how intense it was for me. Like I used to be awake at night and feel alone, because that was the first memory I have, like for abandon. I was in a I was in an alone room. It was so much dark. And whenever I faced this situation later in life, I just got that fearful thing, like I was the first time it happened, I was like 4 5 years. And after
Mhm.
that, when I was experiencing the same situation, I was feeling that 4 5 years old. So maybe I'm 20 years old, 21 years old, 23 years old, but I'm actually feeling that 5 to 6 years old inside of me, and feeling that same traumatic experience, that scariness, that loneliness, and everything was present there. And I didn't know how to handle them. I didn't know how to soothe them. Later on, after that, when I, like seek some support, and also like saw others' experience, which made me feel like I'm not alone. Like at that moment, I could really know about some tools or anything that yes, that's how you should like listen to your inner child or soothe your inner child, or do this, do that, maybe little things that, but that makes a huge difference day to day. And it will be a long journey. Like it will be not for like I just did some meditation or journaling, but today
Mhm.
and tomorrow I won't have that fear.
Mhm.
This is not my inner child won't project that fear again. This is not like this. This will come in pattern, and this will like show many of the things that you are scared of, like you are scared to lose, and
Mhm.
in many various forms. And at that time you should be able to like uh, recognize, like consciously bring that presence in your inner child, and just soothe her that whatever you are feeling is not true, is no, you are not losing someone. No
Mhm.
one is going to abandon you. And repeating these things, like whenever she's feeling like this, and really like preserving that inner child inside of you,
It's okay. So the last thing that I heard was like really preserving that inner child inside of you. And I feel like that also means like really feeling that safety that you can like the safety that the inner child feels when the inner child receives like in reassurance, right? It's like suddenly the inner child feels safer, but it's
Like
not just
really
about like
holding
thinking about it here, but it's about really bringing in that safety and really feeling that in the body, right?
I just remember one thing, like from my own experience, like when I was 5 to 6 years old and I was feeling abandoned. And later that when it came, I didn't really, first of all, I didn't really recognize that she's present here. But
Mm-hmm.
when did I feel that she's present here? Like I was doing this meditation, or not really actually meditation. I was just hearing my thoughts, like what I am thinking, you know. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people say just feel and feel, but sometimes I think it is also important to listen to our thoughts. Why she is like, why this is going on in my mind? Maybe just writing it down. And when I did this, I just find out that this is not the actual time I was feeling like that. This is my inner child feeling like that, because of this this is the most powerful for that journaling thing. When I was just pointing out that why what I was feeling, like time to time what I was feeling, and just writing it down. Maybe the situation is completely different. Like many years later you were having different kind of things, and you were feeling certain kind of things. But when you just get to the bottom, you are saying that yes, this is why I'm feeling like this, because that inner child is feeling like this. He is bringing this consciousness and like bringing presence into her is the, I think this is the first step, like just accepting her, like how she is feeling. And just this will be the first step for any one of us, like just accepting that she's feeling this, and she's feeling shameful, she's feeling fear, like and just accept it, and just say things that no, this is not true, like this happened for me. And when this was happening, I was just crying, like like a baby. I was just crying. I was just so emotional at that time, because I just remember what she gone through, and I just gone through that again to support her, like just
Mm-hmm.
I I remembered it all. I just remembered it. Okay, that happened. Yes, I can feel you. I can feel whatever you were feeling. I just assured her that. And this didn't this actually no I didn't see anyone teaching that. Like I didn't catch it from anyone. Like it was actually coming from my intuition. And
Mm-hmm.
I think also like intuitively healing and all this, like listening to intuition. What I think intuition actually meant, that real version of yourself, that authentic inner child, like just listening to her, and you will, I think you will find your intuition, like she's doing this, and maybe you should do this, or you should feel like this, or you should uh, listen to that child, she wanted to do this and that. I think this so connected with intuition. Yeah, this is so connected with many things, like
Oh yeah,
inner child is
absolutely.
like vast topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the inner child is definitely like a gateway or a doorway to strengthening our intuition. I feel like there are many things that kind of contribute to the intuition. The intuition is like a complex, I mean, it's kind of like a complex, multi-layered sort of feeling or sensation that we hold within us. But I definitely feel like the inner child is definitely one of the more accessible pieces, like definitely a good place to start if we're wanting to start listening more to our body, more to ourselves. I think the inner child is definitely probably one of the first pieces to really start awakening that within us.
Yeah, my inner child was saying that, that healing mechanism I just adopt. She just intuitively said to me, yeah, that was really. And later, when I saw that coach are doing some of these techniques, I was like, wow, Yeah, it is really wonderful that my inner child guided into me this, like sometimes you can be your self healer, and this is the best kind of healing technique which is coming from yourself, and this will bring the best result.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good point. And I feel like the inner child is like it's kind of like our emotional self, like you said earlier in our conversation. And I feel like a lot of us, a lot of people, a lot of adults are very like shut down from their emotions. Like they're very numb to their emotions. They're very shut off and disconnected from their emotional selves because I really believe that's like the self-protection mechanism kicking in of the inner child feeling so much pain and hurt and just not wanting to feel anymore.
Wow, that was such a powerful, powerful conversation. If you enjoyed this episode of Awakening Truth podcast and you would like to get more, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and do share your own truth in the comments. We would love to know what you felt from this conversation, and really just encouraging you to speak and share a little bit of your truth with us today, as that is truly powerful for, all of humanity. I truly believe that we're all connected. So would love to see you and feel you in the comments. Tune in next Sunday for the next episode of Awakening Truth podcast.